And starting today, Congress members are now able to view unredacted versions of the evidence in Epstein's case. So far, the Justice Department has released more than 3 million documents. CBS News congressional reporter Taurean Small is live on Capitol Hill for us once again today. Taurean, can you break down what's happening and how this release is working?
Yeah, Mugo. So we know from the Department of Justice that at least 2 lawmakers is headed over this afternoon to take a look at those unredacted files. This is something that Trump administration officials said is available at their behest because there's been bipartisan concern over whether or not the Trump administration has been slow walking the release of this information after Congress passed a law and the president eventually signed it into law, compelling them to do just that. The Trump administration's response has obviously been that a lot of this material is sensitive and out of protection for victims and other people who may not be facing prosecution over this. They needed to redact some names, but there were some inconsistencies with the release of this. Several of President Trump's name or mentions of his name have been redacted belatedly after the release of some of those files. So we know that Representative Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie, the Republican from Kentucky, will be the first 2 to lead this charge and headed to the Department of Justice this afternoon to take a look at that. Massie has been doing something interesting. He reached out to his followers on Twitter, asking them specifically where he should look at these files. It is massive, as you pointed out. Several million files have been released so far, so he's asking what may be intriguing to them that he could then report back on. The problem, though, is because this is legally sealed, it's unclear exactly how much he can share, but It's likely, though, he'll use this as an opportunity, Mugo, to continue to press the Trump administration to make as much information it can possible to the public. As it relates to the process, lawmakers can request to view it just like these 2 lawmakers have. They would just need to give the Department of Justice 24 hours notice.
Yeah, Taurean, I was going to ask you if lawmakers can even tell the public what they learn from these files and these documents. But then the other question, too, is that just how far is this going to go in terms of getting any new information that the public doesn't already know?
Yeah, I mean, I think the question about whether or not there is more information to be released has certainly been on the minds of lawmakers as they again allege that the Trump administration is slow walking the release of this, some even saying potentially doing so illegally, considering this is a federal law that it being the Department of Justice, has been compelled to release this information. But many lawmakers, including Massie, and I want to circle back to him because he has been a notable figure in this, one of a handful of Republicans in the House that pressed this discharge petition that compelled the Speaker to put this on the floor for a vote. He's saying that he is still very skeptical of the Trump administration's handling of this, which is why he's looking to get as much information he can. We'll see after his visits to the Department of Justice at around 3 o'clock this afternoon what exactly he can share from his findings.
Okay, Taurean Small on Capitol Hill for us today. Thank you.